Hi, thank you for downloading my Dream Career Planner. I want to tell you a little bit more about how to use it so that it is the most effective tool in helping you land your dream career. Now, if you take a look at your weekly planner page, that is a great way to start off your week. On a Sunday night or Monday morning, you can take a look at it. Figure out how many hours this week that you can spend on your job search. It'll change every week, honestly. It could be 5 hours, 10 hours. If you're actively job searching, it could be 20 to 25 hours. Maybe it's only 2 hours. But whatever it is, be realistic and have a good sense so that you're more accountable to yourself. And it also allows you to figure out where you're going to spend your time and your work. So let's say, for example, you have 10 hours the next week to devote to finding a new. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to figure out what you're going to do with those 10 hours. Honestly, 10 hours. You just say 10 hours. Most people's inclination is to go on the job boards for the entire 10 hours, but that's not what I want you to do. The magic number seems to be 70% with networking. 70% of jobs aren't even posted, found through the hidden job network. 70% of people find jobs through networking. So I kind of like to use that for how much time you should spend on networking. You're going to job search for 10 hours, 7 hours would be devoted to networking activities. And I'm saying activities. That doesn't mean I expect you or anyone expects you to talk to people for 7 hours in that week. It's just not going to happen. But there's other activities like research, what kind of companies that you want to be reaching out to people within, looking at your current network connections, who are the people that are most important for you to talk to right now, who can maybe wait a little bit down the line, who within those ideal companies you want to work with that you should be reaching out to. The research piece is all about the what. Research could also be spent on networking events, which are there any networking events coming up within my industry, any conferences or trade shows if that's applicable, job fairs if that's applicable, meetups, so many ways that you can get out and meet people. So take a look at those. That's the research piece. Other networking activities would be the outreach. So now you've identified who in your network, you've identified who outside of your network. So now let's try and talk to them. Send an email, leave a voicemail, pick up the phone, give them a call, and ask to have an informational interview. If it's someone in your network, ask to go out for coffee or catch up over lunch, that sort of thing. And you'd devote a good portion of your time to the outreach. And then is the devoting time to the actual networking. And this will drastically vary each week, depending. And the actual time networking are going to those events, is having those lunches or coffee chats, having those phone conversations. The other 3 hours will be split, and it'll change every week between spending time on the job posting, the job boards. So maybe you want to spend 20 to 30 minutes a day checking one job board every day, like LinkedIn or Indeed, and checking some of those niche job boards every other day or once a week. Then you also want to spend time tweaking your resume to that job, and it could be anywhere from just 5 minutes, if it's just, let's see, to 15 to 20 minutes on your foundational resume and cover letter, to really ensure that it wows the hiring manager for those jobs you really, really want. Then you also might want to spend some time on social media. So maybe 5 to 15 minutes a day, depending on LinkedIn, on Twitter, Facebook, whatever social media channels you feel will be useful in your job search. And that would be liking people's posts, commenting, writing your own. Maybe if you're going to a networking event that night, you can post about it. So those are some of the things that you need to plan for in a week. Now for the day. You're going to grab your daily page and you're going to plan out the nitty gritty. Because I don't know about you, but I know with me, if I don't have a to-do list, it's the little things that get lost in the shuffle. And quite frankly, when you're looking for your dream career, those little things really, really matter. So make sure you are very detailed in your daily planner. Talk about how many emails you want to send out. So say you want to send out 3 emails for the informational interview. So you want to do a deep dive research into one company. So you have a networking call or an interview. So you want to do tomorrow. So you want to do some prep time for that. Take a look at everything that you need to get accomplished and write it out, plan it out when you're going to do it. So if it's after hours, 8 p.m. at night, you're going to be spending 30 minutes on LinkedIn, reaching out to people within your target company. Be as detailed as possible so that you're setting yourself up for success. The last thing I really want you to do every week is a weekend review. And I know for me, doing these sort of weekend reviews really allows me to know what worked and what didn't. Honestly, I wish I did it more often than I do. Because the thing is with the job search is that it's sometimes trial and error. I know that's annoying and you want it to be perfect all the time, but quite frankly, it isn't. And you need to review. You need to take a look. Where did I send out my resume this week? Did I get any interviews? Or what interview requests did I get this week? And taking a look. What did that resume and cover letter have? Or that communication strategy that surrounded it? So the email, anything like that. And compare to other ones that I didn't get an interview request. Was there a difference? If it's the exact same thing, it's just the way it is. But if there's a subtle difference or a large difference, maybe you can mimic that to increase the likelihood of you getting more interviews. Same with your informational interview asks. So say you sent out 5 emails to people you want to have an informational interview, but you only got 2 yeses back. Why? What was it about those 2? So you really want to do some detailed digging and to see what's working and what's not. This will happen more in the beginning. As you sort of progress and you know what works, all of this sort of need for this detailed analysis will decline for sure. But at the beginning, it's very important. You're going to also want to see what was really working for you. Did you meet all your goals last week? If not, what got in the way? Were you maybe a tad unrealistic in terms of the amount of time you could spend? But this also is good for your confidence. It'll make you feel like you are actually doing something. That's the whole thing with this Dream Career Planner. If you spend all your time on job boards, flinging your resume out, and not hearing anything back, you feel like you're doing nothing. And slowly, your self-worth, your confidence goes down. Your frustration, your disappointment, everything else, that skyrockets. So by setting goals and then meeting them allows you to keep that positive attitude, to stay inspired during that job search, which what we know and we've learned increases the likelihood of you getting hired. So that's my Dream Career Planner in a nutshell. Let me know how you plan on using it. Let me know how it's going for you. Let me know if you have any questions. You can tag me on any of this stuff on my Facebook, Twitter, or LinkedIn account. You can email me at coachsarah@sarahcurdo.ca. Even use the hashtag DreamCareerPlanner to let me know how you're using it and how it's going for you. I look forward to hearing about all your dream careers that you're going after and that you're securing.